Hello everyone, welcome to today's interview session. My name is Lakshmi Priya and I am a master's student in digital engineering. Here with me is one of our faculty members from the Informatics department for today's interview session. Let's get to know about him. Hello Professor. Could you please introduce yourself to the viewers?
Yes, of course. My name is Bernhard Preim. I was raised and born in Magdeburg. I studied computer science here at the faculty, then moved to Bremen to an independent research institute called MEVIS. That is an acronym for Medical Visualization. So we did projects in computer-assisted diagnosis, treatment, and surgical planning. Yeah, and after working there, I was hired here in 2003.
So can you let us know about the courses that you are dealing with?
Yeah, I offer basic courses in bachelor programs that include visualization, human-computer interaction, and computer-assisted diagnosis and treatment, and advanced courses for the different master programs of our faculty that include narrative visualization, medical visualization, three-dimensional and advanced interaction, and visual analytics. That's the course we want to talk about.
So yeah, today's interview will be about visual analytics. Can you give us a brief introduction about the course Visual Analytics?
Visual analytics deals with an integration, a tight integration of statistics, data mining, and interactive visualization. Yeah, it involves computational methods, including AI, but it is user-steered, it is embedded in interactive visualizations. So basically in all stages, starting from the data preparation, quality control, you use visual aids. Yeah, you see a distribution in a histogram and not only the statistical properties. You may apply a clustering method with some distance measures and you see the resulting clusters. You may adjust some parameters, the weights of the distance function, for example, or the clustering algorithm or the parameters of the algorithm, and you see the results and can understand whether this makes sense or not. So it's not about creating one nice visualization that tells you everything about the data, but more about a process that lets you really explore the data. It also involves some computation aspects in the sense that some methods would be in principle very, very promising, but they take too long for interactive exploration. Yeah. So I also discuss at some points how to make things faster with approximations so that you can fluently interact with the data.
So it seems like there are many topics involved in this.
Mm-hmm.
For example, data mining, statistics. So are there any prerequisites mandatorily students need to fulfill before taking up this course?
As a general principle, I never have mandatory prerequisites. Yeah, of course, I think about what would be good for students to know before. But instead of requiring them to take a course, I would say, well, there is this or this basic lecture that I offer. Here are some videos. You do not need to look at all of them, but a few of them. There is maybe a book that you can read. Here, it would be good if people have a basic understanding of diagram types, of using colors, of other basic visualization techniques. And some other students would benefit from some pre-knowledge on clustering, decision trees, and so on. But I try to repeat everything, so some students have it a bit easier because they have heard it before and a little bit more comprehensively.
Yeah, you mentioned clustering, algorithms and all. Is there any programming languages which students need to know before taking up this course?
No, they need not to know about programming environments before. In the exercises, we use R and Python. And I think this is widely available and quite user-friendly. So it's not a lot about learning a programming syntax.
So is it advantageous to learn R and Python before taking up this course? Or?
I would not say so. I would say use the course and get familiar with it. That would be sufficient.
Okay. So are there any subsequent courses which students can take if?
Yeah, indeed. There is one seminar, but my own interest is always about medical applications. So here I offer a seminar on visual analytics in healthcare. So that is focused on analyzing all the data that could be available in a hospital in large and comprehensive patient databases to come up with a good decision support for a new patient, or data from health surveys where basically healthy people are interviewed about their lifestyle, drugs that they take and so on, and which are used in order to identify possible risk factors for diseases. Yeah. And the analysis of this kind of data, that is part of the Visual Analytics in Healthcare seminar.
What future prospects can students expect, academic-wise, industry-wise? You mentioned many things about medical industry. So are there any other industries also which students can expect?
Yeah, we talk about the basic Visual Analytics course here. So that is not biased towards medical applications. I would say the application that I discussed most is business and finance. Yeah, I recently read a book on visual business analytics and incorporated this quite extensively. So their dashboards are designed that give a manager really a good overview about the state of the company, the key performance indicators, and so on. There is sport analytics. Yeah, so in sport, more and more data are very carefully analyzed to understand patterns that are more successful or not so successful. There is a lot in climate research, of course. And basically this course addresses data scientists. Yeah, so that data scientists can add their portfolio of methods with visualization so that they carefully can use these methods to check their results, to present their results. Some people would call the same course visual data science, which would not be wrong.
So if students want to get practical experience, are there any projects which they can get, or can they get master thesis also in this particular topic?
Yeah, they can get projects and master thesis in this topic. We supervised a couple of them in recent years. We often collaborated for this with Myra Spiliopoulos group on data and knowledge engineering indeed. So that is really feasible. And I also supervised master thesis that took place in industry, so not at the university. For example, in the car industry, that's often very confidential. Yeah, they have, of course, a lot of data about problems that occur with their cars and want to understand the reasons for this. And that indeed also involves visual analytics, often a particular part of visual analytics, namely to find outliers, yeah, special cases that somehow do not follow more typical patterns. And this outlier topic indeed is quite important also in business applications. For example, if credit card transactions are surveyed, then often credit card misuse also can be seen somehow as an outlier.
So as this is an advanced course and beginners are also allowed to take this course, so are there any common mistakes which you have observed in the previous years which students make?
What I can primarily observe is, of course, the results in exams. Yeah, and the results in exams are not bad. I would say it's quite rare that people do not pass the course. Yeah, that they fail. That rarely happens. But of course, the results sometimes could be better. So maybe it's an advice to use the list of questions that I provide for the course in order to test yourself before the exam. Am I able to answer these questions?
So if students want to perform better in the exams, as you said, would you like to suggest any strategies for students?
Yeah, I have recorded the lectures so they can repeat the things immediately before the exams. I also annotate them quite carefully so you can jump to a particular part in the lecture if this is what you want to repeat. And students have told me that they indeed use this. But I would also recommend to attend the lectures and not completely to rely on the pre-recorded things, because I have updated the lecture at several points quite carefully, in particular to make this relation to data science even clearer and more obvious.
Okay. So is there any final word of advice you would like to give to students?
I think it is an attractive course, a nice course, primarily for computer science, visual computing students, but also for data and knowledge engineering students. And indeed, that is so far the largest group in the course. So I think it is indeed a good addition to what they already heard about the data mining methods.
Thank you for your insights. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.